That's a good ball for with Peter Weir. Now Aberdeen with McGee making the break and Hewitt waiting in the middle. Hewitt!
Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported, as it always is, by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental, and also by Craig International, a truly global company with 10 offices strategically placed all over the world to serve your procurement services, from Australia to the Middle East, the Far East, America, and closer to home in Aberdeen and on the continent as well. They are here to redefine global procurement. If you get a moment, please check out their brand new website. These pictures come courtesy of Celtic TV. Brendan Rodgers, Celtic's manager, said they're expecting a very difficult game, and that's what they've prepared for in training after their shock defeat against Hibs at the weekend. But our eyes are very much on Celtic Park. Tomorrow night, kick-off in Glasgow is at 8 o'clock UK time. On Wednesday night, Dundee United play Hibs. So it's a free hit. Anything can happen. Do we believe? Can we believe? Can we take something from the game? I say, why the hell not? Why the hell not? Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to Ali Beg AB TV this Monday night. This is Countdown to Kickoff as we look forward to our game against Celtic at Celtic Park tomorrow evening. So this is your chance to come on, have your say, predict your team. I've predicted mine. I'm going to give it in just a moment. So this is the team that I want to start, not necessarily the team that I think will start. This is the team that I want to start. So yeah, the old tin hat is back on, and we'll see how we get on, and we'll see for once if we actually get it right. I just want to do some housekeeping very quickly, just before we get into everything, in terms of the membership scheme here on Ali Beg AB TV. I just want to thank Lee Doubles, Mark Forbes and Charlotte James, who have all recently rejoined the membership service. And I would also like to very much thank Neil Sinclair for becoming a new member of Ali Beg AB TV. This is an opportunity for your guys to help me build this platform and bring you more content and make it better by paying a very small fee. It's basically set up by YouTube to help folk like me. And everything and anything that is made through the membership scheme goes directly back into this channel. So thank you guys for your continued support. It's very much appreciated. Believe it or not, in terms of tomorrow's game, when we drew 2-2 with Celtic in October, Celtic have not conceded a league goal there since. It's a mind-boggling stat, which I only just stumbled across a few minutes ago before we came on air. I've got the other match stats for you as normal. We've got a soundbite from the manager who's looking forward to the game. Nicky Devlin is out. Jack McKenzie is back. He's okay, but Nicky Devlin is out with a shoulder injury that he sustained over our win against Kilmarnock at the weekend. So Nicky will miss out. So I'm going to predict the team. And this is my thinking behind it. So basically, I'm only going to make one change, which you'll see in just a moment. So Dimitar to stay in goal, obviously. The same back four that started against Kilmarnock. So Alexander, Kersters, Mats, and Jack. I think Jack will start ahead of Graham Shinney. In the middle, I'm going with Ante and Nielsen, who I think will skip other side. This is what I'm thinking about, so bear with me. Yep, Toppy, Kevin up front, and I want Uday to start. And I'm wondering if he will play almost like a second striker, maybe just sitting off the shoulder of Kevin Nisbet. But I think I would prefer him to start over Pape, because I thought that the minutes he put in on at the weekend, I think would be far more suited to how I think we should try and win this game against Celtic than having Pappy in there. We're going to have to be obviously very tight and disciplined across our final third, because they're going to come at us, as they always do at Celtic Park. They're going to bombard us. And we're going to have to play a flat back four right across the central line of defence, and then obviously with the lads patrolling in front as well. Tomorrow, ball retention for me is absolutely vital. We cannot give the ball away cheaply tomorrow night. If we do that, we're going to get punished. And because we all know that Celtic are relentless, that we need an out. And our out is to keep the ball. Because if we keep losing possession and just let them come at us and come at us and come at us, eventually something's going to give. And it's energy sapping. So for me, the ball retention is absolutely vital if we have any chance of trying to get something out of this game tomorrow night. I also think we should go into it with absolutely no fear, because it is a free hit. And I know October's game will have absolutely no bearing on tomorrow's game, because it's a completely different side. It'll be a completely different setup, I think. Different faces. A lot of the lads obviously going to be playing at Celtic Park for the first time. And what I'm really hoping is that they relish the opportunity to play at Celtic Park, not be intimidated by it. So there's lots of factors ahead of tomorrow night, I think, for us to get over the line. What I've done is I've also picked out a player that I think we need to keep a very close eye on, very much like what I did in the previous show ahead of Kilmarnock. That'll be a new feature going ahead. But first, let's just get a soundbite from the manager who spoke at his press conference today. So this video comes courtesy of Aberdeen Football Club. And again, Jimmy's just talking about the progression, how important it is that we all stick together as a team, as a club, as the fans, all that kind of stuff, and make sure that we just keep progressing. Jimmy.
For me, you have to deserve the results. So we have the hard work behind it. It's that I can see in when we win the games and the face of the players, all the work they have put down in a difficult time, and then get, of course, some relief when you get the points and work for it so hard. That's a really good feeling. But we also know there is a important part still on the season in the league. It's really tight in the table. So every game now is going to be really important for us to achieve our goals for the season.
Okay, so here's your match stats. Unfortunately, it's not great reading, as we know, against Celtic in recent times. So Celtic are unbeaten in their last 28 league meetings against us, recording 24 wins along the way. But saying that, Celtic have won only one of their last 4 games in all competitions. Since beating Dundee away on the 28th of September last year, the Dons have only recorded one away league victory since, and that was against Dundee last week. The referee is John Beaton, and on VAR is Greg Aiken. So, the man that I think we need to keep a very close eye on tomorrow night is Nicolas Kuhn, whose stats and figures very much add up to him being one of their standout performers this season, alongside their skipper Callum McGregor. So far, 10 senior goals. He's made 16 starts this season, so minutes played 1,352. His shot attempts percentage overall is 59%. He's made 6 assists during this time, and that's why his chances created are extremely high, 92%. So I fully expect him to start on the right-hand side, as he always does. So Jack, if he plays, is going to have to keep a very close eye on Nicolas Kuhn, particularly as he tries to head in field, which he very much likes to do. So Jack's going to have to be at his absolute best tomorrow night, and he's going to need support. Could we double up on Nicolas Kuhn? Who knows? Right, let's get you guys on. I tell you what, just let me clear that and clear that and clear that. I just want to drag 2 little items in just before we finish off tonight. That, and one last thing to go in on the timeline. There we go. Right, so let's see how we're doing. Okay, so Rodney J. Lenny came on first of all. How you doing, Rodney? He says, we have to learn from the last 2 games that we played against them so we don't make the same mistakes again. Come on, your Reds, he says. Alexander Wallace says, good evening, Ali and Dandies. Hope the good vibes continue and Celtic have a go after their defeat. It might be to our advantage if they open up and we go with 2 up front. It may unsettle them. Kaiser's on, wishing everybody a good evening. Duncan Forbes says, with his tongue placed firmly in his cheek, I guess, he says, good evening, bad boy. Colin Gale says, it's unlikely we'll get anything from the game tomorrow night, but it's important that we give our all and don't let Celtic walk all over us. Richard Mickey McMillan quite simply says, come on, you Reds, we can do this, let's get into them. Kaiser says the worst thing that we can do tomorrow is sit off Celtic and let them pass the ball about freely. We have to get up and go at them. Charge, he says. I agree. We all know, and we've said it time and time again, so I'm in fear of repeating myself, just lay a glove on them. That's all we ask. Just make it difficult for them. Don't make it like a training session for them. That's all we ask. Richard Mickey McMillan came back to say, good evening, by the way. Duncan Forbes says, we're a bit schizophrenic, Aberdeen, so anything is possible tomorrow. The not knowing makes anticipation and watching extra special. Kaiser says, don't give Vicar Carter's time to play out from the back. Get right on top of him. Exactly. Exactly, Kaiser. Don't let them play through us. Roddy Keenan is on, wishing everybody a good evening. Podrick says, 40 years now the title has been in Glasgow. Will it be 40 more before it leaves there? What can be done? Oh, dearie me, that's a Pandora's box of a question. Oh, mate, I don't know. I really, really don't know. But you know, right, I keep coming back to it. And I keep watching I've watched the Sir Alex Ferguson video a few times and where he just says the key to the success is to quite simply beat Celtic and Rangers and how he was able to change the mindset of the players because, I don't really, look, I get the budget, I get that, I get the huge difference in budgets, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's how you apply yourself on the pitch. It's about your desire, it's about your fight, it's about your personal, professional pride to go toe-to-toe with your contemporaries, to prove to everybody, your mates, your teammates, your pals, your family, that you can go toe-to-toe with the best in Scottish football. So for me, I've said it time and time again, it's all in there. Do that and you've got half a chance. You win half the battle. Barry Cole says, evening dandies, looking forward to tomorrow night. JT will have the team set up to play and press. I hope so, Barry. Susan's on saying, good evening dandies, hope we get stuck right in tomorrow night. Barry just came back to say again, reiterating the point, press, press and press. Give them 0 time on the ball and just go for it. Neil Sinclair is on saying, good evening. Matthew Coole's here saying, evening Ali, how are we all doing? Be competitive, that's all we ask, stand free. This is the narrative coming from you guys already. Just be competitive. Have a go at them. Kirstein's on. Hi, Kirstein. She says, good evening, Ali and fellow dandies. Into them head first tomorrow night. Sheep on Fire says, evening, everyone. If we have a go at them, I'll be happy. But don't expect a result, but you just never know. David Horn is on. Bruce Struthers is here. Kaiser has said, it's taken us 3 months to get to the 40-point mark. We should be into the 60s by now. Yeah, Barry Cole. Yeah, do you know, Barry, I was going to say that at the top of the show. On Wednesday with Dundee United and Hibs, the best that we can hope for there is basically a 0-0 draw. Neom's on, 709. How are we doing, fella? Martin Smith says, I'll take a 0-0 tomorrow. Put the skipper in at left back. Kaiser says, and it's a fair point, Kaiser. He said, it's not a free hit, Ali. The game's there to be won. Yeah, all right, mate. I'll take that. I'll take that positivity. Neil Sinclair says, yes, we can take something for the game. As Barry said, press, press, press. Roddy Keenan says, boys at the back gelling well. 2 up top. Give it a go. Gordon Downey says, aye, loons and quines. Hopefully you're all doing well tonight. Tough game coming up, but we have to go and play with commitment. Give it a go. Bruce Souther says, let's have a go at Celtic. Game's a free hit, and I think they can be got at if you press them high. John Kylo says, I think we want a United win tomorrow. After all, we play them on Saturday, but we don't play Hibs again. Rodney J. Lenny came back to say, looking forward this week. It's my lovely Nicolas's birthday tomorrow, and it's my birthday on Wednesday to round it off. Aberdeen hopefully beating Celtic tomorrow. So Rodney, very happy birthday to Nicolas, and then very many happy returns to you on Wednesday. Can't be bothered says, all I want for us is to show some fight. Please don't turn up and defend. Paul Donaldson says, hi Ali, agree with giving the bag a start. We might only get one chance all game, so it's important we have somebody in there who can take any chances they get. Martin Smith says, close Ali, agree on the team, but Ode up top as I thought his movement looked good and his touch was there. Kenny Sullivan says, quite simply, please, 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 let's get a win at Celtic Park for a change. Alex McIntosh says, nice one, Ali. That would also be my team selection. Roddy Keenan says, definitely agree with Uday starting. Kaiser says, we've got plenty of speed in the team. The forward line should be able to charge down their defence. Exactly, Kaiser. John Grant's on. How are we doing, John? With the defence looking far more stronger, we have nothing to lose to try and keep them quiet at the start and then build the momentum and confidence and make set pieces count. Oh my God, John. 100%. For God's sake, get past the first defender at free kicks and corners. Hugh Clark is on. He's predicting a 10-0 win for the Sheep. Paul Donaldson, again, you make a great point, mate. He says, ticket prices tomorrow night are scandalous. £35 for restricted view behind a pillar. I can never get that. Graham Gibb also reiterates the point that Kaiser said early, it's not a free hit, Ali. A big loss makes our negative goal difference almost a lost point in battle for third. Oh dear. Gosh, you're all really not happy about this, are you? Can't be bothered said, please stop saying it's a free hit. It's that kind of mentality that holds us back. Sorry. Bloody hell. Rodney J. Lenny says, we've got a chance. Come on, you Reds. Andrew's on saying, several folk pointing out after the Kilmarnock game that the bag played, moved, a little bit like Miofsky. Interesting. George Rutherford makes a great start. It's a frightening start, but it's a good one. Celtic at home, played 13, won 12, drawn 1, 4, 43 against 2. Which were our goals. It's more than 10 other clubs put together. Oh, mate. Bruce Struthers comes back with a great point. Scottish Cup semi-final last year, we had a go. 3-3. Parkhead earlier this season, we had a go. 2-2. And nearly won it if it wasn't for VAR. We have a better defence now. Why not have a go? Scott Bowie says, think Nielsen needs to go in hard but fair in the first few minutes on Kuhn. Show them we mean business. A lot of you saying, we need to keep it very tight at the back. Because they are a wounded animal, as Craig Thompson points out. Alexander Wallace says, as we've found out to our cost this season, records and stats are there to be beaten. Nothing is impossible. West Coast Dawn says, sadly, we always make it easy for them. David Gold is on, wishing everybody a good evening. I think that's your boy Dylan. Hibs have shown that Celtic aren't invisible. Let's just have a go at them. Exactly, mate. David Gold comes back, said Celtic going to be a wounded animal tomorrow. Graham Gibbs says, our best displays against Celtic are when we crowd out McGregor. It always starts through him. So a lot of you were asking, and Colin Gales just come on about, the Adam Emsley situation. So he went on loan to Cove. He then got called back for a few days, and then he went back. So the understanding is that what they did was they've been monitoring, and then they just brought him back just for a few days. And in that few days, he might have trained just to see how he's training. They might have done some fitness tests on him. They might have just put him through his own paces, stuff like that, just to see how he's progressing. And once they've done all that, then just send him back. So I must admit, at first I thought, that's quite an odd one. But then when I kind of started thinking about it and read some posts of other folk that were suggesting that, to me that kind of makes perfect sense. Just bring him back for a few days while they can, just to see how he's doing. Maybe just sit down, you might have even sat down with the manager and just had a chat about things, about how he's getting on. You just never know. Ian Barron says, evening Loons and Quines, a performance like the Scottish Cup semi is needed tomorrow. Come on, you Reds. The Mad Ferret is on, says, just let them know that they've been in a game. That's all we ask. Stand free. Living Baxter's on, wishing everybody a good evening. Craig Thompson says, I would happily take a 3-0 win for the Dons. Wouldn't we all, fella? Lorraine says, Lorraine Baxter, how are we doing, Lorraine? She says, agree with the comments regarding Uday starting tomorrow. Graham Gibbs says, Uday starting will depend on his fitness. Kirsten came back to say, I too would like Uday to start, but I've got a feeling Yimi will start Pape. Right, how long have we done? Okay, so, while we're at it, a couple of things to do. So, don't forget, guys, give the show a wee like if you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for your comments, always much appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe as well. So I'm going to come to that in just a second. So we're now well over the 4,200 mark. The next obvious goal and target is to get to 4,500. So I've said this a couple of times to you that the percentage rate of people watching to subscribing is actually quite high. It's 72%. So a couple of folk have got in touch and have pointed out to me that for you to actually become a subscriber, from what they understand, you have to actually be a signed in participant of YouTube. So you need to have a YouTube account. The subscription, again, I've said it time and time again, it's a very misleading word. You do not have to pay to basically follow the page. So if you are a signed up member to YouTube, it also means that you can comment as well. Because if you're not, then it's my understanding that you can't comment. So obviously, if you get yourself a little account, come and join in the chat, and I'd be delighted if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel as well as we continue to build. And just let me give you another gentle reminder about our evening with Alex McLeish and Willie Miller, which is coming up at the end of next month in the fantastic Ardo House Hotel. You get the tickets from thelongest40.com or Eventbrite, and the Longest 40 are delighted to support the Beatson Cancer Charity. And again, I've said it before, if you were at the Ian Jess gig a couple of years ago at the Ardo House Hotel, you know that we will be in for a very special evening. A few of you have actually asked me how it all works. So quite simply, it's just a question and answer session. So it's a seating arrangement only. There will be a bar there, and myself, Alex, and Will will be up on a stage. We'll be chewing the fat. I'll be asking them a bundle of questions. And I've said to you before that, I'm thinking out of the box about questions to ask them that they may not have been asked before, trying to get stories out of them that they may not have told before, because I want to try and bring a real freshness to this event. So if you can, it would be absolutely brilliant to see you. On Wednesday night, we're going to do a review show with Andrew Budge, looking back on the Celtic game. There'll be no watch-along show because the game's obviously being shown live on national television. So no watch-along show. Right. Graham Gibbs says, according to the press, Crystal Palace are looking at Ross McCrory and we would get a sell-on fee. I think that's a curse. Whenever a player is going to generate a sell-on fee, it goes Pete Tong. Neil Sinclair is predicting a 2-1 win for the Dons tomorrow night. Come on, you Reds, stand free. Andrew says, I don't think Nielsen should play as he gives away far too many goal opportunities for us. Start Clarkson, Shinnie and Palaversa. Well, Palaversa's definitely starting for me. But I've got him playing alongside Nielsen tomorrow. So, and depending whether Jack McKenzie is fully fit or not, if he's not, I think Shinza will start at left back. Leighton, I'm not sure. I mean this with the greatest respect to Leighton, I want a little bit more presence at Celtic Park because I just think they're going to come at us and they are physical. So, hence why I'm not going to start with Leighton. But that's not to say that I wouldn't like him to make an appearance and see if he can make something happen. Okay, guys, right. We are just about done. So thank you so much, as always, for coming on. I really hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. And I will see you again on Wednesday night. So all we have to do at this stage is, lads, this is not a free hit tomorrow night. So let's just get at them. Just go at them. Don't show any fear. For God's sake. Just beat them up. That's all I want. Just get in there, smash them about the place. Beat them up. Do it, obviously, legally, within the laws of the game, but just, smash them. Oh, good old-fashioned style, get right in amongst them and nip at them, talk to them, annoy them, bug them, you know what I mean? Just, come on, lads. Good luck. See you on Wednesday night. Stand free. Come on, lads. Come on, lads. Really? Come on.